Welcome to In the Zone on Full Court Press, week 11 of In the Zone. It's time to take note of the Utah Jazz. They've been on a hot streak for the past week and a half. They've won, 11 out of their last 15?
They've won 11 out of their last 13.
Even better than I expected. The Jazz have been on an absolute heater, and they've climbed up to a 500 record. They're in the play-in now after being in the 12th seed in the West. Let's get into it, Fatmir.
Well, to start with the In the Zone, it's not exactly fully the Utah Jazz's team. Instead, we're looking at three of their most important players that were playing this week. It is the finisher, Lauri Markkanen, or as I like to call him, Lauri Bird, Jordan Clarkson, and the young bull, Collin Sexton. The Utah Jazz went 4-0, about as good as you could do for a week. We had some impressive stats from all three of them. All three of them put up 20 points per game, with Lauri doing 24.5, Clarkson 22.5, and Sexton 22. Markkanen contributed 11 rebounds per game. Clarkson had 6 assists per game. And on top of all of this, they all shot phenomenally from the field. We have Clarkson shooting 49% from the field and 42% from three. Sexton shot 58% from the field as a guard.
Ooh.
And 53% from three.
That's what we need.
And then Lauri ended up shooting 47% from the field and 48% from three. So they weren't missing. They're just going out there, giving you buckets on a daily and going back home to their families every night. Like a day job to them.
They're playing some good teams too, weren't they?
They were. They ended up beating the Denver Nuggets, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Toronto Raptors after they acquired R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley, and the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's not like they're playing some bums like Detroit. Like they're beating two of the best teams in each conference, and then a team that they're battling with for the play-in, and another team that's finding their way around. That's always going to give some teams problems.
Right. They temporarily knocked the Lakers out of the play-in.
They did.
They beat the defending champs, and then a favorite coming out the East.
Yeah.
That is one hell of a streak from the Utah Jazz.
And it doesn't stop there because average margin of victory, you would think it's like 5 points. It's 17. It's 17 points.
They're not just beating these teams, they're absolutely cooking them.
I mean, the 34-point win against the Raptors does heavily carry the margin. But Nuggets and Bucks were 12-point wins, and it was a 7-point win against the Lakers. And in each game, the trio combined for at least 60 points. As you can tell by them averaging 20 points per game. And against the Nuggets and Lakers, all three of them together combined for half of their team's points. Like, they're going stupid.
Yeah, and it's not just a one-man show with Lauri Markkanen. That's why we have 3 players featured on this In the Zone. It's because the Utah Jazz play great team basketball.
Beautiful.
Whenever someone's hot, they feed the hot hand no matter who it is. That's why you have Jordan Clarkson averaging 20. Collin Sexton was averaging about 20 as well. And Lauri Markkanen is the leader of the team. He put up 25. Yeah, that team, they can definitely shake things up in the West. If they're on a hot streak like they are now, I don't know if teams want to see them in the playoffs.
I wouldn't go that far, but, it'd make it a fun series. That's
definitely would.
But what's crazy is Utah, they started off the season really badly. Their offense was kind of mediocre, and their defense was arguably the worst in the league.
Yeah.
And they went through so many starting lineups till they finally found their starting lineup for the foreseeable future with Chris Dunn, Collin Sexton, Simone Fontecchio, Lauri Markkanen, and I believe John Collins 5.
You want to know why they're doing so good?
No, stop it.
John Collins effect.
Plays 20 minutes a game. It's not him at all.
He's affecting things.
No, he's affecting nothing.
John Collins effect.
John Collins is bad! Anyways, so yeah, and then they're having constant rotations with Jordan Clarkson being their 6th man, Walker Kessler coming off the bench, Khalil Olynyk providing off the bench, Ochai Agbaji coming off the bench, and then their rookie Keontae George has his games every now and then as well off the bench. So they just have collective scoring. Their depth is crazy because their team, they have so many guys that night in or night out could have an amazing game or just contribute in some way. But these 3 specifically are leading the way, carrying the momentum, and with the way they're playing, their teammates are going to see them performing that well, and it's gonna carry on to them. So that's really what it's been. They finally found their starting lineup for the future after all the uncertainty, and it's clearly been clicking. Clearly, the chemistry is building, and their team is just riding off all of it right now.
Yeah, you hit it on the head when you said that the starting lineup was finally found. I think that was the big issue with the Jazz is they weren't sure who would start each night. Players are still trying to figure out their role, but I think the fact that they don't have any egos on the team really
Mm-hmm.
helps them build that chemistry and compete against these top teams because you need unselfish players in order to beat teams. If someone's selfish, they could just destroy the entire rhythm and flow of a game because they want to get their shots in. The Jazz aren't like that. They'll move the ball around. As I said earlier, whoever's got the hot hand, he's going to be fed the ball until he can't shoot no more. And that's what makes the Jazz special. That's what makes the Jazz in the zone for week 11. If you like this type of content, make sure to leave us a comment. Dunk on the like button. That's the number one thing you could do for the YouTube algorithm. Till next time. Peace.